Namaste. I really wanted my music. I've been sitting here in my car, my hot car, almost running out of gas, but I just needed a little Palo Santo and I wanted my music. But it doesn't work. So, what can I do? Come on anyway, right? I'm so tired. Anyway, happy friyay, everybody. Happy friyay. Oh, this is a nice Palo Santo. This is from Ruby, this Palo Santo. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Success and love. I miss my stand, too. My stand that I used to have. Oh, that's a heavy lip. That's very heavy. Well, it's Friday, and, yeah, I got white pants on again. Yeah, I never learn. Anyway, namaste, everybody. Happy Friday. Okay, I thought I just saw a frog, but I guess it wasn't. Let me put you over there because I gotta light this again. All right, the reason why I wanted my music, it just calms me down. It helps me to meditate. But sitting in a car almost on exactly E for gas with the air conditioner on because it's hot as anything, I don't think it's a good idea. So I just came on just to give you a little story. Today was good. Today was basically good. I wanted to have a Diet Coke after work with you guys. Cheers. Even though I only worked 2 days this week, but I've been working on my art. Not really on videos, but on my art, and that's important. Last night, I thought I was gonna get to bed on time and early, and I did not, of course. I took my medicine around, but I am doing something right. I'm not doing any videos anymore when I've taken my medicine. Hold on a second, guys. Hold up. I just can't stand my lipstick. It's too dang hard. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I used to have a stand that was like right here. So it was good because, it was a little bit high. But now I have to go old school and put you up there because it was like a metal thing. I don't know if Devin could take off this case and put it back on for me. But anyhow, so it was a weird day. What had happened was I had it on my docket, on my schedule, I mean, some people might think this story is boring, but it's okay. Some people follow me, and that's all right. I can only give you what I got. So, this is my experience. All good things, all good things. Anyhow. So, it's a little too much in my face, that smoke. Okay, so I was scheduled to work a 4th grade class. The same 4th grade class that I did for a week in March. And a week and a day in March, right? And there were mostly good days, some bad days, but mostly good days. And then the teacher across the hall said to me that I did my work was stellar. And yeah, my work was stellar. And then the teacher called me up one day and said, do you want a half day? And for her, she goes, because the kids love you. And I was like, they do? I didn't think 4th graders love me. I always think little younger kids love me, but I never think 4th and 5th grades would love me. So she was like, yeah, they wanted you to come. So I was like, sure, I'll do the half day, which ordinarily I don't like to pick up a half day because it's kind of a waste to get you started. But sometimes you can get 2 half days and that equals 1 day. And that's okay. That's cool. Usually I do that for the school or teacher that I like. So anyhow, somehow in the system, when they called me and told me that it turned into a full day. So I was like, oh good, she must have changed her mind and made it in a full day. Made it a full day for me to come in. She wanted to take the whole day, which that was better, right? So I get there so I was painting last night. I was trying to fix a couple of things because when I went into that store, see, I didn't get to tell you guys. I didn't tell you. Last time you saw me, I went to, just trying to show you my pants, and the bottom of the shirt has such a nice pattern. I'm sure you saw this shirt before a million times, but it was such a good buy in Walmart. Fits me, has a little detail of the sparkly things. I have this gray area right here, and it just has lots of colors. Anyhow, sorry about that. So anyway, last night when I went to go make copies of my artwork, I did that video, then I went in and I had to carry the big bucket of my artwork. It's like this fold up accordion box. And some of my artwork did get mixed up and glued together. So I was mad about that because that meant that I have to fix like 3 things. So I was kind of like upset about that because that means that I can't mail things out as fast as I wanted to because it got chipped. Anyhow, I go in and I'm waiting on this line and I'm like, it's like 5:30, 6:30, something like that, 6 o'clock. There shouldn't be this line. And it was one person. And so there was 2 guys running back and forth as if there was 75 people there. It was one person and me. And then, of course, the phone calls. Everything came before me. So I'm standing there. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm getting mad. But then I realize I'm not the only person in the world. Maybe they have a lot of orders. And I was right because it's close to graduation. So they print up signs and things like that. So finally, it was my turn. The guy says, okay, what do you need, a copy? And I go, no. I said, my artwork. I always do this. I make a copy of my artwork on glossy paper. So he goes, oh, I just wanted, and he's holding my artwork, one of the things that I was getting ready to mail, but now I can't. Probably, maybe tomorrow, I'll mail it. Anyway, he looks at me and he goes, and he's holding my artwork like this, like he doesn't understand it. And I'm like, not complimenting me. He goes, oh yeah, we don't do this anymore. I go, what do you mean you don't do it? He goes, we don't really do that. And I go, I've been coming here for 5 years doing this, getting copies made of my artwork. And he goes, no, he goes, from now on, because we're so busy, you're going to have to leave that here overnight and fill out an order form and then pick it up. I go, pick it up when? Tomorrow? He goes, maybe. It depends on how busy we are. So it has to be here whenever we get finished. Maybe it'll be done tomorrow. Maybe the next day. So I go, listen, I can't leave my artwork here. This is my artwork. Like, it's like just the one bucket of things that I had is worth over $250. That's not even saying how much time. I don't charge anybody that much for it, but the amount of work that I put into it, the supplies and all that jazz. So I said, no, I don't leave my artwork here. And so I go, can I buy the paper? And that, because what that meant is that I have to buy the paper now and go to another office place, ask them, give them the paper, and still be charged for the print because they're doing the print. I can't do it on my own. This is just so I have a record of my artwork, and it's for when people want, a second. copy of it. I stopped doing it in the winter, and that wasn't a smart thing, because things get lost. Things, people want to order it again, and or people want to order it much later, and if I don't have it, then I can't make it up. Anyway, so it's just a little thing that should have been simple, but it's always a pain in the neck for me to drag myself there. But I figured, and even Devin said go, because I was on the phone with medical bills for 4.5 hours, which came out terrible. And he saw me crying, and he was like, you need to go and focus on your artwork and make copies and get out of the house, and don't worry, I'll take care of the animals and stuff. So I was like, okay, so looking forward to it. And so then that happens, so I go to buy the paper. So he's like, let's see, Jennifer, please go to paper and help the customer find glossy paper, glossy cardstock, right? So I walk over with Jennifer. That's not her real name, but I'm just making up a name. I think I do remember a name because it was similar to mine, but anyhow. So she's a little kid, you know, younger than a millennial, and she doesn't know, and she just has the headset, and she's like, excuse me, what's cardstock? Excuse me, but she knew matte paper, and I really didn't want matte. I wanted glossy, because matte makes it like, I don't know, it just doesn't capture the lighting. So I really wanted glossy. So she's going, oh, I don't see it. I'm staring at it. I've never bought the paper before. I've always gotten it done, you know, and paid them to do it. So I'm like, I'm super annoyed. I'm already, you know, out of my mind. Cheers, everybody. So, sorry, mini nap. So, I don't even know what time I fell asleep last night. It was a little bit earlier. Yeah, it was a little bit earlier, but then I went back to bed, and it was 6 o'clock, and I told Devin I can't get up till 6:30, and he was like, but I thought you had to take a shower and you had to do this and that, and I was like, I can't do it. He was like, you doing videos? I go, no, I haven't been doing videos. I was doing my artwork. See, even if I don't do videos, I have a sleep disorder. I have a lot of things wrong with my sleep patterns, and some of it's my fault. A lot of it's my fault. Okay? But when I go to sleep, I have nightmares. And like yesterday morning, I woke up, Devin was still in bed next to me, and he usually never goes back to sleep. And I think he took care of the animals, and he went back to sleep. And I woke up at 9:15. Now, I'm usually good to sleep till like 11 if I'm home. And sometimes later. But I kept having the reoccurring same dream. First, it's on the Johnny Depp trial. Okay, that's why I need to do that video. And then all of a sudden, Candace is there. Not Don, but Candace, and I don't know, all these characters from YouTube, and I wasn't even watching it that night that I had those dreams. So I had to literally just get out of bed so I could stop the loop from happening. Yeah, I was tired. I wanted to sleep more, but I said no. I can't do it. I can't stay in this bed any longer. Sometimes I have less nightmares on the couch for some reason, because I breathe better sleeping sitting up, because I have my feet up, my legs up, but I'm kind of like in a sitting position. Anyhow, so circle back. So she can't find the paper. So then the other guy comes over, the guy that I didn't like, that told me I'm never gonna do this again. I'm not gonna make a copy for you. You know, you came here for nothing. You waited online for nothing. So I got the paper, and it's the wrong kind. It's just probably matte paper, but it didn't even look matte. It looked like bright white. So I just took it. I just got it. And then the other guy said, I could sell you some glossy ones if you want 8x11. So I went back over to the other one. I still bought the other paper for $21.95, I think. And then I went over and I got some glossy because that's what I really need. And hopefully this lady at the other Office Depot can actually do it. I'm sorry I'm making a big deal about it, but it means something to me because, first, number one, I make prints of my work so that I can make it again. Number two, even if I don't ever make it again, it's just prints that I can have. Or sometimes I mail them to people. A lot of times I mail them for free. I don't try to sell them anymore. I used to have a thing where it was four for, I don't know. And you get the fifth one. I don't know. I used to have some sort of deal, but it didn't go over good. A couple of people bought it, but it wasn't enough to make any kind of difference. And they're like $2.75 each that I spend on it. But it doesn't matter. I don't even care anymore. Yeah. So let me just tell you. So I go to the school. I find out that I said to the 4th grade teacher, "Why are you here? I'm supposed to be here." And she goes, "Oh, okay. I don't know. You're supposed to be here for a half day. You're supposed to be here at 11. So I was thinking, okay, I can go home. And she goes, no, I could probably use you for something. I have a break coming up and you can come sit down right here. And I feel bad because I never really got back to her. She never got back to me. And I said, let me go to the office and tell them because maybe they have something else for me and then I'll come back at 11. She goes, oh yeah, do that. And I said, either way, I guess I'll see you at 11. And even if I go home, it would have pissed me off. But they said I had a full day. So anyhow, I go back to the office and I tell them what happened, and they go, "Oh, okay. Oh, yes, miss. We're gonna put you in 2nd grade, and actually, you're not gonna go back to the 4th grade for the half day because 2nd graders need the same consistent teacher." And I was like, I agree with that. I said, but what about, the 4th grade teacher? I feel bad. And they go, don't worry about her. We have somebody that we'll put in there. And I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know if she's mad at me. I hope she's not mad at me. It wasn't my fault because the actual system told me I was working for the full day. So anyhow, I stayed in 2nd grade. It was fine. I loved it. That's my element. The younger kids, some of them remembered me from when they were in kindergarten. But there was like a whole year I didn't come to this school. I don't know why. I was working a lot at another school, and so I can't split myself in half. But anyhow, so that was going good. I totally know what to do, except for when it comes to the computer. So I asked one other teacher. She came in, she introduced herself, and she said, if you need any help, any more help, and she put on the computer. Usually the computer works for me for and I'm so sorry, this is 18 minutes. It feels like 75 years. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but it truly does feel like I'm talking for 75 years and I am not making a point. But maybe I made a lot of points, okay? I had to take down the hag hair. It was starting to give me the old migraine. Anyhow, so everything was going good. Everything was copacetic. That one teacher said, if you need me again, you could ask me to come back and fix it again for you if it goes off the computer. And of course, the teacher wrote all notes totally dependent on, this video, that video, go back to the lesson plan and review the lesson plan. Excuse me? I don't think so. Okay. I'm lucky if I could read the hard copy and get through that and, but I'm okay. I'm good with it. There was a whole bunch of subs all over the place and not too friendly. Nobody talked to me. And I tried to make eye contact with the she was like an older woman, maybe a little older than me, across the hall. And I knew, sometimes if you're not used to it, you're not used to the gig, it could be a little bit scary. But she wasn't talkative. She wasn't asking me anything. So I just tried to show her that, I'm here if you need me. And at the end of the day for her, when she was leaving, she had her lunchbox, and you always know when they don't go back to the classroom to straighten up or whatever or get their stuff, that they want to get out of there, that they had not a good day. And I said, "Oh, have a great weekend." And she goes, "Yup." Wait, did she say yup? Or did she say uh-huh? Yes. Now, what's a normal thing to say when somebody says, "Okay, bye, have a great weekend"? What's the normal thing? I'll give you a second. The normal thing would be, "Oh, yes, you too. Take care." Right? She didn't say that to me. She just went, "Yep," or "Yes," and walked, barreled past me. And I was like, what's up with that? I tried to be nice to her. I mean, she's a sub, I'm a sub. Maybe she thought I was a regular I don't know. So that was one, right? But there's a teacher, the other teacher that helped me with the computer in the morning, and I was so grateful and happy. I knew that I wouldn't ask again, because usually people don't like to help you they'll help you that one time, but they don't like to keep on leaving the classroom, help you with it. So what I do is, excuse the burp, I ask if you could kindly show me how to get the overhead camera on, and then I have my iPad and I put on the same videos or similar videos, and then I have control over it, or I can put the piece of paper under the camera and the kids, follow along. So that's why I always bring my iPad, even though it doesn't friggin' work. So it's not working in my car, and lately, so it's really annoying. Anyhow, because I like to when I put on the dopamine release, serotonin release, that's why I'm chipper. Okay, see, this isn't a chipper Katrina. Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm depressing you. I'm depressing the crap out of you on my favorite day is friyay. Anyway, so the kids are good. I felt a little bad for the other teacher who I said, but she'll live. I'm sure she got covered. I will probably throw a text to her, because I did enjoy working for her, because she told me the kids loved me, and I didn't get that feeling. So I'm happy that if they indeed said that, but I'm just happy that she thought I did a good job when I worked for her for a week and a day in March, because that's a big assignment for me. I've done assignments like that even longer, but I'm too tired now. That took everything out of me, and then I got sick after that. So now allergies are high, but there's still colds, and there's a bad stomach flu going around, and I think I already had it. Devin definitely had it. Anyhow, so there's a teacher that I know from day one. When I say day one, 6-7 years ago, when I first started going to this school, and I saw her through pregnancies, and I would always talk to her, and she would always come in and say, "You let me know if I need to yell at these kids for you." And I was like, oh, I was so appreciative of her. And she was always so sweet. She actually would talk to me in the cafeteria. She didn't say hey, let's go for lunch in the cafeteria. But if I was available there, she would ask me a couple of questions. So I thought that was good. That's a good sign, I thought, right? So not that she'd be inviting me out for coffee, but she must have been at a meeting. And then when she came back, she asked me, is everything all right? And I was like, yeah, everything, they're sweethearts. I always try to be positive if it's a younger group and it's not so bad, because nobody really wants to hear that you're having a hard time, because then they're going to have to do something about it, all right? Or they're going to ignore it, and then you end up being slighted. So I just tried to be on the positive side and feel like everything was going great, which it was. It did. So the only thing was, at the end of the day, that I was trying to get all the things done, like the computers and laptops that laying around. And I noticed in the lesson plan it said make sure they're all plugged in for the weekend. And I was like, oh, how do I do that? So I asked the kids, whose job? They're second grade, and they have jobs. One kid is a janitor. He tells me, I'm a janitor, and he was walking around with this little brush and pan, and like actually like his face was this close to the floor. And finally I had to tell him, you sweetheart, don't put your face on the floor. But I'm the janitor. I said, I know you're the janitor, but it's too dirty to put your face. You don't need to put your face on the floor. He goes, but I want to make sure I get everything. So I was like, okay, it's Friday. Back off. Okay. Back off from the janitor. So I go, make sure you wash your hands. So I say to these girls, who puts away all those laptops? Now, there's laptops all over the place, right? That the kids use during the day. I don't know how to turn them off. I don't know how to turn them on. I'm lucky if it took me 10 minutes or 11 minutes to figure out if I could turn off the computer in the classroom, which I usually don't, because I don't know how to do it, okay? And then everybody's gone and nobody's there to help you. So usually I just close the laptop and wish for the best. Okay. So I asked the girls, I said, girls, whose job is that? And they go, it's yours. The teacher does it. And I go, oh, girls, could you help me? So I picked two girls. They seem pretty reliable, right? I thought. And I start carrying some of them because it's really heavy. And the other person, the other girls one girl only carried like 2 or 3 maybe. I carried a stack of them. But when I brought them out in the hallway, I don't want to leave the kids alone. So I said, you guys know what to do? And I go, where does it go? In this compartment over there or over there? So they didn't answer me really. And then they started to plug them in. So I was like, oh, okay. Thank you so much, girls. And I walked in thinking, it's fine. They must know about this all the time. So I go into the classroom with the rest of the kids, and that was that. Then it was dismissal. Then I go back to the classroom. I don't think the teacher across the way that's been there, that I used to have small talk with, but I noticed that she wasn't that talkative to me today, but I didn't think anything of it because like I don't like to sit down because my back locks. So I like to walk around in the sunshine, look at what the kids are doing, stay near the kids, right? And just walk back and forth. And then I feel like I got some fresh air and energy. She was sitting over by the other teacher that works there. And then there was one sub that was just sitting by herself, like looking in, the one that just said, yeah, and walked away into the abyss. Maybe she was having a bad day. Okay, maybe she was like, I didn't expect this. I don't like this. But she seemed like she was a teacher. To me, she seemed like she was a retired teacher that came back. Anyhow. So this one teacher that I used to be friendly with, that I used to ask her how the babies were doing, she would talk to me and she would be somewhat friendly to me. I hear her out in the hallway and my door is still open, so she sees the lights on. The desk is right by the door, and I'm writing a note to the teacher that, you know, in the classroom, like who went home with the bloody nose, who was sick, and you know how the class was in general, which I gave them a great report, even though they were a little noisy. I didn't take away any of their points. Because I was like, you know, you got to pick your battles. And they generally were very sweet. They just were really talkative. So, I'm sitting there writing my note. I always try to make sure everything is cleaned up and stuff. And I kind of just like take a relax in the classroom for a couple of minutes. And so I'm doing that and trying to organize the, things that are out of place. And I'm sitting there and I hear a, holy crap. Oh my God. Right? So I was going to run out and say, are you all right? Is there something wrong? Then I realized, oh crap, the computers. So then the other teacher that had helped me in the morning came out of her classroom because I could recognize the voice. And she goes, oh, what's the matter? And she goes, the substitute must have had the kids plug these in, or did she plug these in? They're all plugged in wrong. And then I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then she goes, she could have at least just told me and I would have done it. If she didn't know how to do it, she should have just left it here. Or at least just leave it there, not let the kids jam it in and almost break it, right? So now I'm thinking, now I'm not going out there because she's clearly knows that I'm in the room. She clearly knows because the other teacher lowered her voice, right? The other teacher that was helpful me in the morning, that one time in the morning, and said, anytime you need me, just call me. I didn't call her again because everything was fine. Everything stayed on, ironically, and it was fine. I just didn't understand how to turn it off. I didn't know that the kids weren't allowed to plug it back in. Usually they have all these jobs. So I said, I'm not going to go out there because I'm too tired. I don't really need to get yelled at. I'm not looking to get yelled at. But then I'm thinking, maybe she was talking about the teacher in the room next to her. The one that, seemed stressed out and seemed like annoyed and had a terrible day. Maybe she was talking about her, but no, I'm sure she was talking about me as well, because the kids did go plug them in. Maybe they plugged them in wrong, and she was like, yeah, half of them are over by you and half of them are here, and she could at least just left them there. That would have been better, or at least asked me or said something to me. I wouldn't mind putting them in for her. Something like that. So I could tell she was really, really pissed because the old her would have came in and said bye, said, give me a goodbye at least, have a nice weekend. Well, nobody said goodbye to me. Nobody said have a nice weekend. And the principal saw that I was there, but principal never calls me anymore. Like, she used to text me, and ever since that one time where I told her, I didn't like that position, that I just wanted the regular classroom position. I guess she didn't like me after that, so she never texts me, and she doesn't even say good morning, so it doesn't matter. I go in for the kids, and I go in for, that's my job, that's to make money. I would have said I was sorry to that other teacher and groveled, but it was so vicious. It was so mean. It was like, I can't believe she did this. And like, she could clearly see. I mean, she's not blind. My classroom was 4 feet away from where she was yelling. She wanted me to hear it. Obviously, she wanted me to hear it. And then maybe it was a little bit of the other teacher that left. And just like walked out like exactly 3:15. I wonder if she checked, how could that other teacher even clock out if she had a lunchbox and everything? Because I didn't see her go back in. Anyway, doesn't matter. But that made me like feel upset for maybe 2 minutes. And then she says to the other lady, okay, well, see you Monday. Like, so I think, like, if you're talking to your colleague, so she had an attitude towards her colleague because it was almost like she was blaming her colleague that she works with for what 2 subs did. And her colleague, in a low voice, just said, yeah, you too. See you like, she felt bad, obviously. But I didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't see anybody when I was walking out. I kind of stayed there for a couple minutes longer, and I actually closed the door, and then I made sure that I had all my stuff cleaned up, left a note for the teacher, and left. But it was just weird because, like, that was the one nice person that I didn't think was a phony. And, you know, I've had other people that are phony, and then people that are just blatantly mean. I got an example. I just heard people out there going, but I didn't ask for an example. I don't want another example. I'm sorry for all the vlogging, but sometimes I'm going to vlog, and sometimes I'm going to do a reading. Okay? I'm not doing a reading right now. Okay? All right, so I feel dizzy. All right, so, okay. I better cut this shorter because you know what, guys? I'm going to actually turn the car off because I'm almost on E. So it's about to get to be 1,000 degrees in here. I'll be fast. Or will I? No, I will. I will, because I could tell you're getting bored with me and annoyed. Anyway, there's a teacher who works in... Yeah, you don't know the school that I'm talking about, so I'm just going to say she's the librarian. And one time a couple times I subbed for her, and I hated it, right? I've subbed in the library before and liked it in other schools, right? But in this particular school, I subbed for her, and the kids were online. I had to do all these scannings, and you know, I'm not good with technology, so maybe I did it wrong, whatever it was, but so many classes came in and kids were just running around, and there wasn't like a main lesson, and it was just like, let the kids go run around, and you weren't even reading a story to them. I'm old school, so I'm like, you know, I think there should be a lesson after, you know, first they look for their books or whatever. First you do a little mini lesson, then you exchange the books and look for new books. But there should be some sort of lesson for the, not in this school. So I had written her a note that it was like my worst day. There was, you know, 7 classes. There was I think a special ed class that had like 4 paras, and the paras didn't do anything. The kids were being combative to me, throwing things around. The assistant principal had to come in. And so it was just a terrible all long day, right? I wouldn't do it again, right? So I've gotten calls, and I just don't pick up. I try not to pick up the gym job. If I knew it was a gym job, I wouldn't have picked it up. I do have an addendum to the gym job. I know you don't want to hear about the gym job, but I forgot one important thing, and then I'll end with that. So anyhow, this librarian was standing doing, I guess, like the kids, getting the kids out of the car, right, when I pulled up. And so then I know that I'm not that late because she's still getting the kids out of the car, right, out of the cars. So I hear her going, good morning. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Hey, Cynthia, what's going on? You know, good morning this one, good morning that one, right? I'm coming in. I like to start my day on a positive, high vibration note, right? I honestly do. When I was married to my ex, he would love to have fights in the morning before I went to my horror show job where the principal was really bad to me. And I would like be praying. I used to leave like an hour earlier so that I was up before everybody, before my 2 kids. And, you know, therefore my ex had to drive them to school. And, yeah, he didn't like it. But I did that on purpose because I needed not to have a fight with him and then go into a horror show situation where I was being harassed by the principal. Anyhow, that's a whole other lifetime that I'm not going to tell you about. Okay. Or will I? I'm looking at a black crow right now. Anyway. So, I'm all walking up nicely with my coffee cup, all happy that I have this job. And, I looked forward to it because I was having such a bad day the day before. So I walk up and I know this lady, she never says hello to me. She ignores me. She hated me ever since I wrote her the note that it was a bad day. Maybe she thought I screwed up whatever her friggin' system was. But you know what? Sorry, not sorry. Okay? I did an honest job. I tried my best. It wasn't for me. Okay? Just like gym jobs aren't for me. So, anyhow, she was always a friggin' bitch to me after that, right? A worse bitch. She's already a bitch. Some people are bitches and some people are biatches. Let's just put it. I usually don't use the word see you next Tuesday, but she was a biatch, a royal biatch, okay? Karma will get you, all right? She thought I would just love to fill in for her, okay? But I don't, and I won't. But I will say hello to you. I will say good morning to you, right? But obviously, when I would see her in school, she would just look the other way. I would say, hey, how you doing? Right after, I finished subbing for her. Hey, I did you a favor. I did sub for you for, I think it was 2-day stint or a 3-day stint. And then it was that's it. I'll never do this again. I could have my pick, or I could friggin' sit on my ass, okay? At home. I don't have to do any subbing at all because I have a pension. So anyway, I try to say hi to people, to be a good person and not to be a bitch myself, all right? Because I'm not. So she would walk and our eyes are you can't look anywhere else. Our eyes are locking. And she would get maybe 2 feet from me and look the other way as I'm saying, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Has this or that. I say anything because I used to be so friendly thinking, hey, maybe somebody will be my friend, right? And eventually we'll have coffee or lunch together. And who knows, maybe we'll go to the movies together, right? Trust me, I gave up that dream. That dream is gone. That dream is, I don't even wish that. I'll go to the movies with Devin if he ever wants to, or I'll go by myself. And then when I go back to New York, I see my family and my kids. So whatever, I gave up that dream. But imagine that, to look the other way and not say one word to me. So I see her. I always try. And this has always been my problem. Maybe it's a good thing, but maybe it's also a naive thing. My mother used to always say that I was gullible and naive. Okay, and I was like, I don't even know what those words mean. Okay, I found out. All right, I found out, Mom. All right, anyhow, and you were right. But, and she also told me, don't be a sucker. So, when I see her, it's morning. I want to start out the day right. So I see her. And she's saying hi to everybody and, hi, Jason, hi, Mrs. Smith and Mr. Smith and Mrs. Johansson or whatever, Miss Velez. And then it's my turn. There's nobody there. There's no kids there, right? Nobody's coming out of the cars now, right? She's standing right there, hands at her side, right? And she's in a trance because I'm coming. She sees me, the coffee cup. Hey, good morning. How you doing? And she did it again. Nothing, right? Not only that, she looks at me first as I'm waiting to receive a hello. That's all I'm waiting for. Good morning. You don't even have to say, how you doing? I'm used to not getting how you doing and have a good weekend back to me, right? I'm used to that, right? Not only does she look at me, she did the same thing. She looked down at the floor because nobody's around. And then she looked away like this. Not just like this, depressed, like this. Okay? You know what I do? Know what that is? Okay, you guys know what that. Some people know what that is. It's a FU. So it's just like those two people. I'm not gonna let them ruin my day, or even the lady, even the sub that clearly had a bad day. I had a good day. I know those kids. I have not seen that lady around. So maybe she had a bad day and she felt like she didn't get support. Okay. Now I'm just going to finish this friggin' video, this rap session. And I'm so sorry that I don't have my music so that I could be happy and go lucky and serotonin filled. Okay. No serotonin left in my brain. No dopamine left in my brain. Okay, anyhow. The gym job. Okay, please don't kill me. I kept forgetting to tell you guys. At one point, maybe I did tell you, but I don't think I did. Okay, I know I told Devin, and he said that is effed up. Okay, when she went to go, when the coach wannabe lady that was a coach para, went to go jog on the track, she would always push something on her phone, on her hand thing, her smartwatch, that was hooked up to the Bluetooth of this big boombox thing that was next to me, blaring out my ears, right? So she goes to run, and she's gone. She's like, a lot of feet away. And all of a sudden, a song comes on, and I was like, holy crap, I recognize this song. I hope they took the curses out, because I know this is really a vulgar song. It's all about bitches. I don't know why I'm trying to cover. And F this. I want to F you up. I'm gonna F you up good tonight. I'm gonna F you up in this room. I'm gonna F you up in that room, right? And this is the kids coming around the bend, and they're clicking on the computer to every time they did a lap, and they all look at me. I'm standing there like a dummy. I don't, handle the technology, in case you didn't notice, right? And their eyes are getting bigger, and they're like, wait, I heard that word before. I heard maybe mom or dad have used that, and they're using the S curse, shit, S-H-I-T. Why am I spelling it? Okay, anyway. But the F curses, what I'm going to do with you, and I'm going to, oh my God, I'm going to lick this or that. And these are kindergarten through 5th graders. But who was on the track? 3rd graders, right? So I say to this, oh, that was my eyeliner. That was gross. My eyeliner came off. I'm about to melt, because I'm in a 1,000-degree car now, because I turned off the AC, because I don't want to run out of gas on the way home. Anyhow, so I see this one boy, the boy that I let have his drink. I let a lot of people, but this was the one kid that she was actually talking to, that she seemed to like, because he was like an athlete in training. You could tell, like, I have flashes with kids ever since I became a teacher back in the 80s, and I would have a flash of a kid when they're being abused, that kid is being abused. They had a sadness to them, or a kid that was going to grow up and be like bad, like really bad. I don't even want to get into it. Like sociopath bad. And then kids that were not going to live. Yeah, I have that. And that kind of thing I don't really ever talk about. I would just be like, he's not going to be here. She's not going to be here. That's what I would hear. And like things would go, I wouldn't be able to hear. And I would sometimes see orbs around them. Anyhow. Michael. Not Michael Vaughn. I went to school with a kid named Michael, and he was blind, but for some reason he was in our class, and he went on the bus and stuff. And yeah, he died very young. But when I was with him, I saw those flashes, and I used to always ask my mother, is he gonna die? And she would say, no, honey, he's just blind. You know, he just has to get in the right program because he's in regular school and he needs like a Braille program, like a special school that will help him. And I was like, but Mom, he's going to die. And she would say, no, stop saying that. You know, he's not. But he did. He died young. I forget what happened to him. I think something with his blood. I don't think he was killed, but I'm not sure. But Michael definitely died young. Anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking about. Anyway, so I say, get her. So this guy, he's like a track star, you know, and he's only in 3rd grade. You can see his legs are really long. He's like 5'6" and like 80 pounds, but he's like really fast. And he's trying to run. I'm calling her. She don't hear me because, you know, F this, and I'm going to F you up. And like the kids are jogging by and they're looking at me. Why are they looking at me? I can't do anything. I'm not in charge of the music or anything else. I'm just a stiff out here. I'm just like a tree. Anyway, so she's going on her jog, not, you know, nonchalant, doesn't give a crap about anything. She can't, who knows if she has ear pods in. It was really irresponsible. So he gets her finally. He runs up to her. Guess what? She doesn't come back right away. She just looks at her watch. And then I'm like waving her down, like I wanted her to come back so I could talk to her about it. Like, is this like a separate CD that she has on her own phone? Because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to use like separate, you know, music like that. You know, I listen to rap, I listen to, you know, all kinds of music, but I would never like have that exposed in school. And so when she finally did come back, mother effing back to where I was standing, she adjusted something from her, you know, her watch, but it took a while because she's so goddamn far away, right? So, you know, Bluetooth wasn't picking up on her because she was so far away down the track. And she was going to continue. You know, that messed up her rap. That messed up her reps. Anyway, she finally comes back, and I was like, what was that? I was trying to get you. I was calling you for the longest time, but you couldn't hear me. So I got that. Say the kid's name was Andrew. I don't know what his name was. But I had to get Andrew to run and get you. And she was like, yeah, no, I knew about it. Right? So instead of like explaining things to me, you just like blow it off, right? I knew about it. Yeah, she goes, that's why I fixed it from my watch. Yeah, maybe we'll skip this song. Yeah, I think so. I think we should skip that song. Anyway, guys, I am sorry. That will be the last of the gym job, okay? Because I told you I'm never going back to A, that school, and B, any type of thing that if I would have known, I would have told them, listen, I have a back problem. I didn't know I picked up a gym job. I can't fill in for the coach. Okay? Not a coach. Just an old school teacher. Okay? I have boundaries. Just box me in, old school. Okay? No technology. No fancy technology besides my iPad that barely works. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go because I'm about to melt. I love you. I'm sorry if I bored you. Maybe I put you to sleep, and that's good. A good thing. Anyway, will I see you again? I'm sure I will. Lightworkers Unite. Thank you, Kim Magical. If you haven't seen Kim Magical, A Comeback, her channel is called A Comeback. Please go see her work. She has several more videos that she put up. And my soul sisters out there, I love you guys. I love everybody. Let's be kind to yourself. And I want to say a special shout out. Happy birthday, David. Happy birthday, Forever Bella Butterfly. Jackie, Forever Bella Butterfly. Her little baby son, her son, I don't know how old he is because nobody's ever telling me, but he's either 10 or 11 or maybe 12, but I don't think so. But I think I'm going to guess that he's 11. Okay, anyway, double digit. But happy birthday. Have a great birthday weekend with your Taurus, with your little Taurus. And maybe you'll be seeing me do Taurus. Who knows? I don't want to put boundaries on myself. Anyway, I love you guys. And namaste. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. If somebody's mean to you, brush it off your shoulder. Don't even worry your pretty little head about it, your beautiful mind about it, because you know what? It's not worth it. Most likely they're either more worried about you and your energy, and they're jealous of you. And if you put that energy into, trying to get back at them, then you're the same as them. Okay? Then you're doing negative against negative. Let's be light workers. Light workers unite. Being a light worker. I had one of my friends. I need the air. I had one of my friends, I think it was MC, said, what's a light worker? Like, what does a light worker do? And that's an interesting question. If you want to know, go to Crystal Medicine's channel. Go to Mr. Grady's channel. If you want to, and put in light worker, and I talk about it a long time ago, but maybe I need to talk about it again. But there is war going on, good against evil, evil against good, dark against light, and people don't like when you do things for free out of the kindness of your heart. They get jealous because they're not always doing things out of the kindness of their heart. And sometimes when you just answer a question or try to help somebody on their journey of opening their third eye, they're just coming into their psychic abilities. A lot of people have psychic abilities. Everybody has psychic abilities to a certain extent. It's whether you train yourself to listen to that voice, to listen to open your third eye, to really see people who are sensitive and just born empathic. We're used to being super sensitive, so we can look into, hey, why did that person not say good morning? And in that person's head, maybe she thought she said good morning to me. Maybe if somebody asked her, hey, why didn't you say good morning to that nice Mr. Brady? Maybe she would say, I did. I went like this. Okay, I went like that. Right? But anyhow, or maybe she would say, oh, I think she's a piece of crap and she's not worth the turd on my shoe. So I'm never going to say hi to her because I don't feel like she's a person. Okay? So anyhow, regardless of the answer, it doesn't matter to us because, it hurts your heart, but just keep it moving. Just keep on moving because there's a lot more people out there that are like us. There's a lot more people out there that are like, I never really felt like I fit in as a kid or as a teenager or as even as an adult. Like as a kid, you're a kid, so you always have your best friend or a couple of friends. You have your parents or your family or your siblings, that kind of get you or make fun of you, but they get you at the same time. I find it harder as an adult, and especially moved away from my family, from my kids and my siblings. I mean, my parents are in heaven for a million years, but I find it harder as an adult because here, boom, I'm in New York, Staten Island, New York, till age 52. Then you take me and you put me in Texas at age 52 to age 58, and I feel like, a fish out of the water, and, like, does anybody really know me here? Do they want to get to know me? Yeah, maybe they'll talk on the phone with me or something like that, but being somewhere for 7 years and nobody, you know, like, I've had people say, let's go out for coffee sometime, or let's go to, you know, out to dinner sometime. And I had my one friend that did come to me with me to New York, and she's my dog groomer. And do I consider, and I went to her wedding, do I consider her a friend? I consider her a friend, but we never see each other anymore. And like, we're not each other, we don't call each other, and she's young enough to be my daughter. So anyway, it's just discouraging, but I'm not sad. I'm not sad because I got all of you guys. I have my family, and I'm not sad about it anymore. There was a time where I was severely depressed, okay? And then I said to God, please, can I have at least one friend out here? I know I have friends, you know, back home. I don't even know if I have them anymore because I've been gone so long. And my last trip there, I didn't feel like they liked me anymore. But anyway, that's just paranoid me, or is it? Or is it empathic me, that psychic me that knows the truth? Anyway, whatever it is, I am not sad. So don't think I'm crying. I'm not crying. I'm just sweating through my eyeballs. And yesterday, my eyes turned green. And I think they're a little bit green today. But, which meant that spirit was around me, but they were trying to protect me from flipping when I went into that store and they couldn't do what they needed to do, what I wanted them to do. Now I've spoken for over an hour in my car, and that's ridiculous. Okay, everybody have a nice weekend. I love you. Hope you still love me after that really long video. And I didn't even do a reading. I'm sorry. Sometimes light workers can't do readings. Psychics can't use their psychic abilities because I'm tired. Okay, anyhow, just ignore me. I'm obnoxious. But do you like my ensemble? Oh, what's up with my legs spread like that? That's weird. Okay. It looks like my legs aren't attached. Anyway, now I'm just going to get silly. So, namaste. I love you. Have a great weekend. Maybe I'll see you. I'm going to open my pool this weekend, right? If all goes well, I'm going to be in my pool room and maybe be able to go in my pool. All right. Namaste, everybody. Love you.